Did you know that there exists a world where being ultra-rich simply isn't enough? No. You've got to ensure that your great-great-great-grandchildren are sipping on golden milkshakes while lounging on diamond-studded recliners. These folks don't just stop at luxury islands, they're probably negotiating with other planets for prime real estate. You guessed it right. The world's secret trillionaire dollar empire is more like a classic tale of Goldilocks Zone, where the folks use dollar bills as napkins. I bet their board games involve real properties and actual railroads. If I were to say these ultra-billionaires own half the wealth of our planet, I'd only be half kidding. So let's jump right in to watch how the banks of the richest families are so ready to explode. Number 8. The Koch family. You know you're rolling in cash when the photo albums contain more Monets than selfies. Such is the story of the Koch family. When it comes to living in the lap of luxury, only a few families do it quite like the Kochs. With a whopping net worth of $68 billion, they've built an empire that covers everything from energy to manufacturing. But if there's one thing that might lead them to rule the world, that's their crown jewel, the Koch industries, dominating the global oil industry. But that's not even all. The Kochs are the maestros of the anti-climate change symphony, generously funding the opposition and throwing over $1.5 billion towards the Republican Party over the past decade. If you think that's incredible, wait till you find out about their extravagant spending habits that'll leave you gasping for air. These connoisseurs of extravagance have transformed their homes into art galleries that would make even Picasso's ghost jealous. Still, nothing quite matches the original photograph of Billy the Kid that these guys bought for a mind-boggling $2.3 million. Yes, the Kochs are living proof that you don't just buy art, you buy entire wings of museums. Number 7. The Ambani family. The Ambanis, being the richest family in India, don't just make waves there, but stun the whole world. And of course, when you hold the title of the wealthiest family in a nation with 1.4 billion people, you're not simply rich. You're reaching the kind of wealth where owning your own island in your backyard becomes a casual conversation starter. In case you're wondering, it's all because Mukesh Ambani, the head honcho, has turned their colossal net worth of $85.1 billion into a masterpiece of luxury through Reliance Industries. They've got their fingers in so many pies, you'd think they own the whole bakery. From telecommunications to petrochemicals, the behind-the-scenes empire ownership is like they're practically running a bake sale spanning across the empire. But what truly captures our attention is the 27-story masterpiece home named Antilia, which is no less than a mic drop in architecture. Valued at a whopping $2 billion, it makes other houses look like gingerbread shacks. Well, you know you're rich when you can create your own personal winter wonderland, even in a country where summer is a year-round state of mind. Number 6. The Betancourt family. The Betancourt family tells a story that defies the patriarchal pyramid altogether. Move over, patriarchs, because it was the late and legendary Lillian Betancourt who steered this ship of opulence. But guess what? The Betancourts weren't always swimming in wealth. But it was Lillian who worked her magic and then turned them from scratch to becoming richer than Croesus. As the world's richest woman, she had amassed $44.3 billion to her name when she passed away in 2017. Today, the family fortune has ballooned to a staggering $92.7 billion. Incredible, we know. But trust me, their cash cow, L'Oreal Cosmetics, is even more incredible in its operations. The stick of mammoth fortunes has been passed to Lillian's daughter, Francoise Betancourt Myers. She's not only the 9th wealthiest person globally, but has essentially written a masterclass in turning lipsticks into liquid gold. But here's the twist. The Betancourts are like ninjas when it comes to avoiding the limelight. They seem to have mastered the art of secretive trillionaire dollar operations so well. But who knows? While the rest of us count our pennies, the Betancourts are probably counting their palaces. Number 5. The Slim family. Next up, let's meet the Slim family, which stands tall to show the world the understated side of mega wealth. Yes, Carlos Slim Helú, the Warren Buffett of Mexico, leads this financial powerhouse. No wonder it's ranked as the 7th richest family globally with a jaw-dropping net worth of $95 billion in the vault. They've got enough cash to buy a yacht for their yacht, yet they stick to the conventions. Yes, Carlos Slim, the family's captain, lives in a cozy 6-bedroom home he acquired decades ago when his pockets were a little less heavy. If you're unsure of what covert control of massive wealth looks like, I'd say a peek inside Slim's family life is all you need. Oh, and guess what? Carlos Slim's monthly salary is a humble $24,000. I mean, sure, some people spend that on avocado toast, but he's just giving a casual nod to his more frugal roots. This guy knows the value of a hard-earned peso, and that's exactly why he started selling snacks to pals at the age of 10. But here's the real deal. That mega wealth of his is not from snack sales, but from America Mobile, Mexico's mobile phone empire worth a staggering $70.5 billion. What's even more astounding is Slim's charitable giving. It's like his net worth, so big that it probably has its own zip code. If I had $1 for every time I mentioned billionaire in this video, I might just join one of those families. But if you're loving this whirlwind tour of the world's wealthiest families, hit that subscribe button faster than a billionaire's private jet. Number 4. The Wertheimer family. Hopping onto the Wertheimers, they're the true masters of turning other people's genius into billions while leaving the drama in the dust. Their lavish lifestyle stands for the world to drool over, and it's smart money moves and strategic plays that skyrocketed them to the top. Back in 1920, Pierre Wertheimer struck a deal with Coco Chanel, the fashion sensation. He knew her designs were gold and teamed up. In case you're wondering, the deal was like 70% profits for him, 10% for her. If you ask me, it's more like someone taking most of your cake and offering you crumbs. Now, I'm sure you're wondering about Coco's ultimate revenge. Well, it was convincing the Nazis to swipe the company from the Wertheimers during the dark days of World War II. The Wertheimers had Jewish roots, yet Pierre fooled everyone by slyly passing the company to a Nazi-friendly pal. When the war's dust settled, guess who's back? The Wertheimers, claiming Chanel like a fashion phoenix. With their grip on the brand, they mastered the luxury game and invented wisely, expanding like champs. The family's covert empire control and the comeback never fails to sweep the world off its feet. Number 3. The Walton family. If the concealed wealth and influence didn't make you jump off your seats yet, wait till you enter the world of the Waltons. Here, being a city isn't about population records, but whether you've got a Walmart. Those giant stores have taken over America faster than your neighbor's lawn gnomes. And guess who's rolling in the riches? You guessed it right, the Waltons themselves. It all started with late Sam Walton, who founded Walmart in 1962. Fast forward, and it's not just a store, it's a global retail empire spanning 11,000 stores across 27 countries. Their net worth is a jaw-dropping $250 billion. That's enough to buy a few aisles of happiness, right? But don't let the big bucks fool you. The Waltons aren't your stereotypical yacht-owning, caviar-eating billionaires. They're like your friendly neighbors next door. Alice Walton opened up the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Arkansas, showcasing her collection that could rival a small country's GDP. But the family's hidden $1 trillion empire isn't just stacking cash, they're stacking up good deeds. They've thrown billions into education, healthcare, and saving the planet, and the rest, God knows. Number 2. The Rothschild family. Next on our list is the name synonymous with conspiracies, lizard theories, and a whopping $400 billion fortune. None other than the Rothschild family. When you're this rich, who cares if someone thinks you're ruling the world from your 5-dimensional lizard lair? Their dynasty began in the late 18th century when Maya Amschel Rothschild set up a shop in Frankfurt, Germany. They basically wrote the book on international banking and finance, becoming the Jedi masters of managing money during political chaos. Now, they're not just buying yachts, they're buying entire businesses. From mining to construction, the silent power of $1 trillion speaks volumes. They're the proud owners of companies that sound like blockbuster movie titles, including Glencore Mining, worth $127.5 billion, Rio Tinto Mining at $103 billion, and Agora Oil and Gas at $1.4 billion. My mind's going crazy thinking about all those dollars. But here's the plot twist. They're not all about flaunting their wealth. They're like the James Bonds of billionaires, discreet and low-key. Sure, they might buy a super yacht or two, but most of the time they're just silently pulling the strings of the financial world. Who knew a wealthy family dynasty's hidden reach could go this far? Number 1. The Al Saud family. The number 1 on our list has this spot for a reason, and we're about to see why. Yes, the Al Saud family lives a lifestyle that can make lottery winners look like budget-savvy superheroes. And guess what? It's nothing like America's trillion-dollar dynasty that has your jaws on the floor. Because these royals know how to go beyond that, with a staggering $1.4 trillion in the bank. Exploring the trillion-dollar empire, they just owe it all to the treasure chest. Oil and more oil. These guys practically swim in the stuff, managing energy giants worth trillions. Aramco, the world's biggest oil producer, could buy a small country or two, valued at around $8 trillion. But that's just the beginning, since they've got their fingers in so many pies: banks, telecoms, construction, and whatnot. Their motto seems to be, if it's not golden, it's not for us. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman isn't one to lag behind in the lavish game. He's the proud owner of some of the world's priciest properties, including Chateau Louis XV worth $300 million, and a Mecca hotel priced at $3.5 billion. And now he's on his way to transforming a desert into a $1 trillion haven called Neon. Let's just all hold our breaths till then. And that's a wrap for today's video. But before you start calculating how many zeros you'd need to join this exclusive club, remember it's not all golden yachts and diamond-studded dog collars. And if you need anything more interesting than the $1 trillion empire behind closed doors, you've got to click on our next video for a bigger surprise.